Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hallmark Movie Drafts, the monthly podcast where guest panelists are all Hallmark movie enthusiasts who love to debate, rank, and create definitive top 10 lists of Hallmark movies. I'm Lynn Austin, your host, and back in the co-hosting chair is my dear friend and HMD trivia queen, Erinbeth. Erinbeth, you missed out on the Nina Wyman draft last month.
I did. I was visiting a small lake town in Wisconsin, and fortunately for you guys, I did not find my true love. So I'm back here. Apparently, a week is not long enough, but wow, that draft, 4 hours. I mean, is that we all plan to just keep that going, right? This will be a 5 hour draft.
No, no, absolutely not. And that was
No.
edited down to 4 hours, but it
It was
was,
a great draft though.
yeah.
Amazing fun. Loved the stories from Nina. That was absolutely wonderful. Good job, guys.
She was really great. And I have to say, 4 hours flew by for all of us, including Sarah, who had been up for almost 24 hours by the time it ended. So it was awesome. So, at any rate, this is our fourth season celebration of HMD before we flip the calendar to our fifth season in January. So, listeners, you know it started back in 2022 with the Andrew Walker draft. And now we've got about just under 50 shows in our back catalog. We've got monthly listeners in 47 or 48 countries. It's still an independent show, and it's brought to you every month, sometimes twice a month, by a very dedicated, super talented team of six busy women, all making it happen.
I heard you updated that production clip outro. New music, new shout outs. Are we gonna love it?
I think you're going to love it. It's like this really bop of a bossa nova and stuff. So,
Great.
everybody should listen to the end. I actually am going to try to include a full clip of a music sting. It's really cool. And I love it. I think you'll like it. And I want to give credit because so many people are helping to get the show done every month and they're not necessarily on air. So, yay for all the help. All right. So, it's September. Every September so far, the draft topic has been about a lead cast member from former Hallmark or other channel TV series. We did the When Calls the Heart lead draft cast a couple of years ago. We did One Tree Hill last year. And this year we're doing Hallmark's Cedar Cove series that aired from July 2013 to September 2015. It's based on a book series written by Debbie Maycomer. I have never seen this series in my life. Have you seen it? I still haven't seen it. Have you seen it, Erinbeth?
Well, considering one of the main characters is played by the wonderful Dylan
Don't,
Neal, I can
don't.
guarantee you I have seen every episode a few times. It's fantastic. It makes me sad though, because Hallmark Plus only has the pilot movie. If you want to watch the rest, you have to find it elsewhere. I know you can buy it on all three seasons on Apple for $25, which I may have to resort to because gotta love me some Cedar Cove. It's a great show. I really do enjoy it.
Is it a good show? All right.
Hmm.
Yeah, so listeners, I'm going to drop a photo in the IG of what I'm forced to look, what we're all forced to look at as we're going through this draft with Aaron Beth's screen of 3 million photos of Dylan Neal behind her. It is truly stalker mode worthy.
It's
Lock your doors.
fantastic.
Lock your doors, Dylan Neal. Lock your doors. She's coming for you. All right. For this draft, the Hall Star had to be featured in at least 10 episodes of Cedar Cove, and that turned out to be 11 cast members were eligible. Aaron Beth, tell everybody who those Hall Stars are.
Okay, it's Andie MacDowell, my boy, Dylan Neal, Brennan Elliott, Jesse Hutch, Cindy Busby, Colin Ferguson, Corey Sevier, Emily Tenant, and three folks who have only had one lead Hallmark movie, Sarah Smyth, Sebastian Spence, and Cameron Bancroft.
So math is hard, but it turned out to be about 73 eligible movies, which is a lot. Brennan Elliott's movie filmography for Hallmark accounts for about 24 of them. Cindy Busby has 15 that were eligible for the list. Corey Sevier, severe weather warning, has 11. Your boy Dylan Neal has 8, and then everyone else had six or less. Okay, so That's how we got to the 73. Then a few months ago, I asked all the panelists to send me what they felt that their top 10 or 12 movies would turn out to be, even though we were barely 3 or 4 months away. So I put together a blind master. They don't know who submitted which titles. I threw in a couple of red herrings, and that actually got the master list down to 37. So those are the titles that the panelists are going to be using for this draft. You can see the list of 37 movies on our Letterboxd account at Hallmark Drafts, the one that Kate manages. So yeah, from 73 to 37, not bad.
37. I love it when things work out that way. 73 movies down to 37, 73, 37. It's all the flip around. Was that on purpose?
No, that was just dumb luck, the sort of flip it and reverse it thing. Yeah, no, that was just absolutely dumb luck. All right, so enough of this. Let's get to the panelists. They're all returning players, but they've never competed as a threesome before. Do not make this weird here, Beth. Know what you're going to say and don't say it. All right. First up is Stephanie Preschel. She's a key member of the HMD production team. She writes the movie descriptions for every movie and the eligibility list for every draft. Beyond that, she is truly one of the funniest people I know. She has such a dry sense of humor. Yes, she's high maintenance, but honestly, she's entitled to be because she just earned her PhD in, I don't know, something more impressive than Hallmark movies. It's the freshly minted Dr. Stephanie Preschel. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Lynn.
How's that doctor thing working out for you?
It's going okay. Nothing's really any different in my life, but at least I don't have to do schoolwork and write all weekends. So I have more time for Hallmark movies, so that part's great.
This is your priority, and I do not
Hmm.
disagree. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Stephanie, the master list was all over the place. The blind master that you guys were using of 37 was all over the place. What was it like for you to try to come up with your top 10 on this list?
This was the first time that I felt like I needed to have like a formula or like legit reasons for why I was picking different movies and figuring out how to rank them. Because I feel like normally it's just like, oh, I like this one more because it has these things. But because there's such variety in this one, I feel like I had to do a little more critical thinking on this one. But I'm not saying my list is any good, but I felt like I had to do a little more thinking.
The good thing is that you're coming into the match with a leftover veto and a veto override from the 2024 Best Non-Holiday Movies draft. So Erinbeth's trivia round could be really important to your gameplay. But for now, just kind of sit back and relax. Next up
Just none.
is Yumi Peterson. She's a stealth player. She made her first appearance on the Antonio Cayon draft way back in 2023, which Antonio joined. She did the Mysteries premiere draft in March, and I'm still not sure how I convinced her to sign up for a draft with 73 eligible movies because she travels all over the world. You never know where she's going to pop up next. But she said yes, and we are all the better for it. Third time's a charm, I think, for you, Yumi. You may win this one, and it is
Hi,
always lovely to see you.
it's lovely to see you and everyone else. Yeah, no, I I have no idea how this is gonna go. Much to Steph's point, there's such a wide variety of movies. I was like, I guess I'm gonna go with what I like better than like the things that don't enjoy as much, and that I finally gave up and was like, that's what I'm doing, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Was there anything that you noticed in the list that really kind of threw you off? Because there are some wide swings. You've got like a whole series of mysteries. You've got a handful of movies that people might describe as the sads. You've got like the lighthearted rom-coms. There's even a time travel.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm a huge mystery person, so it took everything in me to not just stick all the mysteries in my list. I was like, no, no, do not do that. But my first go around, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get any of these movies in the there's no way. Uh, so That's hard because I tend to watch those over and over again. I'll just rewatch them. I'll put them on. I think we were talking in the chat, like the ones that are actually like the big sads, I found not sad enough. And then the ones that I spent more time crying on were not the ones that were supposed to be the big sad movies. And I just sat on the couch going, what am I doing? Why is this making me cry right now? So it was very odd. It was just, I don't know if that was the place I was in when I was watching the various movies, but it did make it really challenging. And I had different theories about how I was going to rank them. And I tried one way and I went, nope, that's not working. And then I tried a different way. I'm like, nope, that doesn't work either. So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
it was really tough.
Hallmark, take a note. Yumi Peterson thinks that when a mom dies in the movie, it is not sad enough. Make it sadder.
It was crazy. I was like, okay, this one, and I'm like, I need to be in the right place to watch it because it's going to be very sad. I'm like, huh. I just, yeah, it was not one of my finer moments, but yeah, I wrote it down on one of them too. I'm like, not sad enough? Question mark. I'm losing it clearly.
No, you're not. You're in good shape today. You have a leftover veto from the mystery draft. So again, for you, you could have a little extra power depending on the trivia round. All right, you sit back too. Take a little moment. Next up, our final panelist. Her name is Jackie Finestone. She is making her second appearance on the show. She did the infamous food forward / restaurant themed draft with Brian and Cece on the panel, two of the most notoriously unpredictable drafters. She didn't win, Cece won, but Jackie held on to her sanity, which is more than I was able to do at all, because the number one movie ended up being a movie that didn't feature any food at all, Jackie. It happens when chaos ensues, doesn't it?
It does, and I lost a veto over that stupid number one. So, got worse.
It was brutal, absolutely brutal. You are such a thoughtful player. Was it hard for you to come up with your top 10?
It was hard. I was like, okay, it's a Cedar Cove draft. Does the Cedar Cove actor need to really be the star of the movie and really shine? Or does it matter? Is it just the movie that I like the most that happens to have a Cedar Cove star in it? So I was all over the map. I got a sense of Yumi's taste in movies from the mystery draft because that's most recent in my head. Steph, I think, has she's got a little bit more of a cutting edge to her sometimes. So I'm not really sure where she falls into things. So I couldn't even draft this saying, well, I think this is, a favorite. So I'm going to put this in just so I can get a point. It was a little hard, but I also made the decision to watch the movies by actor. So I was kind of comparing the actor to themselves to try to come up with what I thought maybe was, in my opinion, their better film. I did discover over time that there's one actor I think is better in the more comedic roles and the serious roles. And actually, there were a couple of actors I thought, I didn't like them in the past, but they're growing on me now. So it gave me a chance to look at them more standalone than just the movie as a whole.
That's a great approach, especially when there was such a wide swing in how many movies each of the eligible Hall stars have in their filmography, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a great approach. You unfortunately are coming into the match with any extra superpowers. I think I should stop saying, so the trivia round could be important to your gameplay, because I guess it's important to everyone's gameplay. So
it's certainly very important to my gameplay.
It's very important to yours. Let's start shifting into gameplay mode. Let's talk about eligibility. The Cedar Cove cast member had to appear in at least 10 episodes of that series. You've already heard the list of 11 Hall stars from Erinbeth. And for their Hallmark movie to be eligible, they had to be one of the leads in the movie. And as I said, it started out as 73. We whacked it down to 37. That's the list that you can see on our Letterboxd at Hallmark Drafts. You can see the list of movies. Let's talk drafting positions for this month. Of course, there are 3 of them, A, B, and C. Everyone should know this by now, but I'm going to say it anyway. Drafter C picks positions 10, 7, and 3 on the list. Drafter C gets 1 veto card and 1 veto override card. Drafter B picks positions 9, 6, 4, and 2. Drafter B gets only 1 veto card because they get more picks than anyone else. They get more opportunities, hopefully, to get one of their movies from their personal list onto the final list. And drafter A picks positions 8, 5, and the number 1 position on the list. They get 1 veto card and a bonus veto, so it's basically the number 1 movie and 2 vetoes in their pocket. How do we decide who gets to be drafter A, B, or C? That's where Erinbeth comes in. She's going to go over the trivia rules, and then she's going to test your knowledge with a round of trivia questions related to the eligible movies. And the first person to answer 1 question correctly gets to choose whether they want to be A, B, or C. And they'll be first up in the veto order every round. The second person to get the next answer correctly will choose their drafting position from the remaining 2, and they'll be second in the veto order. And the third person will get whatever is left over. So, Erinbeth, I'm going to be quiet finally. Take it away with your trivia. And if there are all Dylan Neal questions, I'm just going to mute your mic, okay?
I really wanted to do that, but I felt like I probably should mix it up. We're going to start the trivia with the rules. You cannot answer until I have finished asking the question. No jumping in before I finish speaking. As soon as I finish asking the question, raise your Zoom hand and wait for me to call on you. Then you can give your answer. I will tell you if your answer is right or wrong. If you're wrong, you can't guess again until the other drafters have made a guess. No one knows the answer. I will move on to another question. Does anyone have any questions? All right, well then I have some for you. So get your Zoom hands ready, and we're going to start with It's a Marathon of Love for Lily Gow and Jesse Hutch in the Love Club Sydney's Journey. What word does Sydney use to describe Jesse's reimagined hamburger? Yumi was quick up with that hand. What is the answer?
Sexy.
Sexy is correct. So
Cannot believe I got a trivia question right.
it made me laugh when she called it sexy, but yes, it is sexy. So Yumi, sit back and decide which drafting position you would like to be in. And Jackie and Steph, get your Zoom hands ready for the next question. Sarah Smyth searches for her dad and his dog in Duke. What is written on the wooden medallion left with Duke at the vet? Jackie, you have that answer for us?
Yes, I do. It is Papa loves Duke.
Correct. So Jackie got that question correct, and so she will pick second. And Steph, while you look like you were trying to remember that last answer, you didn't get it. So you will just get whatever they want to leave you when they are done.
I've done a few drafts now, and I've never once gotten a trivia question correct. So I'm glad I could stay on that streak, you know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Brian. All right, Yumi, as you're thinking about that, let me just remind everyone that Erinbeth and I actually exchanged our own personal top 10 lists for whatever it was worth before the show. So we are competing in a side hustle to see if any of our movies match the final list. This is going to be very interesting. We just get bragging rights. But for you guys, you get 1 point for every title from your personal list that makes it to the final list, and you get a bonus point if it happens to be in the same ranked position on the final list that it is on your personal list. And whoever gets the most points wins and is eligible to compete in the HMD Tournament of Champions this year. So good luck to everyone. Yumi, what are you thinking you would like for your drafting position?
I think I want to go with A. And the reason is because I really want to see what these guys are going to pick first. Because I'm just like so curious because I cannot wrap my head around how our lists are going to shape up against each other. So I want two picks to go in first before I start mine.
This is incredible. So Yumi's going to have picks 8, 5, and the number 1 position. Drafter A comes with 2 vetoes. She's got a veto that she's carrying over from the mystery draft. Oh, Jackie's shaking her head. Stephanie's shaking her head. So Yumi's sitting there with 3 vetoes that she can basically toss into this game if she so chooses. Jackie, would you like to be drafter B or drafter C?
I'm a little surprised at what Yumi selected. That was really unexpected. So I am going to choose drafter B.
Chapter B.
B. So I'll take, only the one veto. I'll live with one veto in this game.
You'll have picks 9, 6, 4, and 2. So you at least get one extra chance, depending on how charitable Yumi's feeling at the moment. And you do get one veto. So good luck to you. And then Stephanie, they did it to you. They're going to make you kick off the list. You are drafter C. So you are getting picks 10, 7, and 3. That comes with one veto and one veto override. You're basically coming in with the same thing into the match. So you have 2 vetoes and 2 veto overrides, which you will never get rid of, but that's okay.
Never, truly.
Truly never. Oh my goodness. Erinbeth, your trivia questions were really spot on. I'm going to post them all on Instagram so our Instagram followers can try their hand at trivia. Okay, Stephanie, I've given you just a little break there. What do you think you would like to offer up for number 10? Good luck, everybody.
So my goal today is to make sure that Yumi is still my friend after this. So I'm going to start with a mystery movie. And so Jackie probably won't be happy, but at least hopefully Yumi will like this one. Crossword Mysteries, Terminal Descent.
I love you. I love you.
I really enjoy this series, like overall with Brennan and Lacey. I think it's really fun. It's pretty light, even though they're dealing with murders. This is, I think, the last one in the series. And this one I really like because they're at this point, they're in their groove. They've been working together on all these different cases. This one is about who kills a tech CEO. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it sounds like weird, but like it feels like a little more of a current thing than like a random thing in a Hallmark movie. Some of the bits with them are really great. I loved when Lacey is winning over the motorcycle gang and uses all of her charm. And yeah, I really enjoy this movie. So
May I just remind you, Stephanie, that the happier you make Yumi, the more vetoes she keeps in the match. Just like want to think about that.
that's fine. Today's about surviving. I don't have to worry about future drafts.
That's true. Yeah, you've said everything there is to say about Terminal Descent. I love the series as well. This one was from 2021. I know it's number 4 in the series, and I can't remember if 4 is the last one or if there's a 5th. I honestly have zero recollection of that. Okay, so first up in the veto order is Yumi. Yumi, was there enough death in Terminal Descent for you, or did
No,
it need a higher body count?
sad deaths, not like
Oh, sad death, sorry.
sorry. I know I sound like a monster at this moment, but no, so the crossword mystery series is one of those that I will just like watch again because I just really I enjoy them together, and I enjoy the mysteries in particular. And this one is one of my favorites in that series. So I'm very happy because this is also my number 10. So this is perfect.
Oh, okay. It got Yumi's blessing. Jackie, what do you think about Crossword Mysteries, Terminal Descent?
First of all, don't assume I don't like mysteries. So just from that perspective, this, however, did not make my top 20 even. What I learned when I rewatched, I feel like Brennan's his character's condescending to her. The other mysteries that we have when there's this person who really doesn't belong there in the mystery, they at least play with them a little bit. This one, I just felt he's like, let me just do my job, lady. There were a couple of lines like, I don't need an appointment when he flashes his badge to go somewhere. And then I did like one of the tech CEOs says, if you excuse me, detective, I'd like to try to save my company now. There were just some funny one-liners. I am not wasting a veto on this. It was not on my list. However, I'm okay with a crossword mystery on here. I'm good with that.
All right, Jackie's good with it. So Steph, congratulations. You got number 10 locked in. Erinbeth, we know how this happens, right? Someone says, "Oh, this wasn't on my list at number 10. I'm not going to waste a veto." And then what happens? At number
Uh,
4. Mhm.
yep, it really just the gloves come off. They always play with love in those bottom 4, 5. Jackie only has the one veto, so I think she is using it wisely.
I agree. So Stephanie's pick of Crossword Mysteries, Terminal Descent, is locked in at number 10. Jackie, it's to you for number 9 for your very first pick.
My first pick for this draft. So I am going to go with Harvest Moon, a 2015 with Jesse Schramm and Jesse Hutch. So it must have been very fun on the set when a director said, Jesse, do this. That is my pick at number 9.
Yeah, Harvest Moon 2015, like you said. After Jenny's wealthy family must file for bankruptcy, she heads for the countryside, leaving behind a pampered city life in hopes of selling the struggling pumpkin farm that her father, who is Willie Ames for anyone who loves the 80s, bought as an investment. And Jenny's hoping to get her own family back on its feet financially, but she learns that Brett and his family are struggling to make the pumpkin farm a success. And there's a lot of work to be done before the farm can be sold. And as Jenny and Brett reluctantly work together to improve the farm, they develop feelings for one another. It's a very funny script. This didn't make the top 10 list of the Fall Feels draft back in 2024 by Panda, Michelle, and Stephanie sitting right here. So, Jackie, you might have
Oh.
your work cut out for you.
I need to dig more into the letterbox than what I was doing. All right. Okay. So the reason I liked this movie, I don't remember liking it this much the first time I ever watched it. But this time, kind of to what Yumi said, sometimes it depends on your mood at that particular moment. And I found Jessie Schramm to be so delightful in this. It was a very physical comedy thing. It seemed like she was game for anything. Get me in the mud, that's fine. He played more of a straight guy against her in terms of letting her bounce her stuff off him. I also found while he was trying to sabotage her, he wasn't trying to be too malicious about it. And she was such a good sport about everything. But I also found things very funny. She's an influencer and she's got her selfie stick everywhere. At one point, she's talking to Willie Ames, her dad, and she's still talking using the selfie stick. I loved the husband and wife couple that was the ranch hands. I just thought it was very funny when she discovers the pumpkin cream recipe and puts it on this very plain Jane ranch hand. Ron Oliver co-wrote the screenplay. But for me, what more importantly is Peter DeLuise was the director. And he's done a lot of Hallmark, but he's original 21 Jump Street. And he's, comes from a very comedic family. So I don't know whether a lot of the humor was because Ron Oliver put it on the page or because that's how he chose to direct it. But I just found it to be a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I love Jessie Schramm. She's in some
Mhm.
of my favorite Hallmark movies, always comedies. I think I read that in the Countdown to Christmas this year, I think there's a new one with Jessie coming out. Don't quote me, but I think that's right. But the big question is, what does Yumi think of Jessie Schramm and Harvest Moon?
I I I actually don't hate this movie. I enjoyed watching this movie, and I think Jesse Schramm's character, instead of like to Jackie's point, right? She was just game for whatever, right? And was very trusting. Was I upset that Jesse Hutch's character was trying to sabotage her and make her do things she didn't need to do? But she wasn't. She was very charming, right? And she was very energetic. And yeah, she was trying to save it so she could sell the farm, but I don't know. That part didn't bother me so much. I just wish they had more chemistry together as a couple. That was probably biggest negative for me in that film. It's very 2015 Hallmark in a way, but charming. I don't dislike it enough to waste my massive collection of vetoes I'm like, I'm sure there's another movie that's coming that I am going to be like, no.
Passes the Yumi test. Jesse Hutch's performance, bless you. Jesse Hutch's performance in this is really sort of low key, right? And
Yeah.
he's the Cedar Cove Hall star that made this movie eligible. So I'm looking at you, Stephanie. I can't read your face too well to know if you like this movie or not. I already said that it didn't make the top 10 list in the draft that you did. But what are your thoughts on Harvest Moon for this draft at number 9, even higher up on the ranking?
So I also want to leave this draft with Jackie still as my friend, and that's what makes this challenging. This is my 37.
Ooh.
I dislike
Wow.
this movie
My
so much.
God.
So
Ooh.
much. And
What?
it's it's hard. Okay, so I really like Jesse Schramm in a lot of other movies. This one, the character for me is just so unlikable in the beginning, and I feel like it just never, she just never really becomes likable for me. I think Jesse Hutch is good in this movie. Um, I did tell myself that the only movie I would for sure veto, no matter what, was Harvest Moon. And so I feel like I need to follow through on that.
All right.
But
Okay.
Wow.
I would like to
Erin,
use one of my vetoes.
Erinbeth, Stephanie has declared that she really wants to leave this match with Yumi as her friend, Jackie as her friend. Clearly, she doesn't care about my friendship with her. Clearly.
Or
Because when we
mine.
got,
She said nothing about mine or your feelings,
I know.
right?
And just wait till we get to our personal reveals. We'll just see about that. All right, Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie is vetoing Harvest Moon at number 9. Oh my gosh, Jackie, what are you going to try to replace this with?
All right. I am going to try and replace this with Royal Hearts, which is probably Stephanie's number 36 with but now this movie on the surface there's a lot of stupidity to it. I'm not going to deny that. But it really grew on me. First of all, James Brolin, very, very funny. I grew up with him on Marcus Welby over the years. Love that he's married to Barbara Streisand, the whole thing. He was real throughout the entire movie. I love that his love language was fishing when he met a woman. I thought that was fun. Obviously, he's not the Cedar Cove person. Cindy Busby, what I liked about this with her was more that Hallmark didn't make the woman have to give up her dreams to get the guy. This is 2018 Hallmark. This is key formula time for Hallmark. She has this choice between the king and, of another country or whatever they are. I guess it's considered a country, although I don't remember the name of it. I think because of her English teacher, associate professor background and loving of Jane Austen and all that stuff, she feels she needs to marry him. But at the same time, I think she's not willing to give up and her education and her career and everything. And the friendship she develops with Andrew Cooper in this, I love. And I think I also just want this because I want to be able to talk about Andrew Cooper. He's one, I'm so sad he doesn't do movies anymore. I know he had a bad concussion and was out of it, had some issues for a long time. He's great in this. Their chemistry is good. I love that it's a friendship chemistry first. He, is reading Tennyson and they let him be strong and they let her be strong. And I just really liked them together. I think there was a lot of charm to this one.
All right, Royal Hearts 2018. This movie was filmed in Romania. It's filmed on location. So basically, Kelly and her father, her dad's a Montana rancher. They receive news that he's inherited this estate in the country of Mirania or Morania. They go there. He's shocked to discover that not only has he inherited this estate, but he's also got this kingdom and the title of king. It didn't make the final top 10 list in the Royal Movies draft in 2023, but James Brolin was getting a lot of commentary in that draft, so things could be worse, Jackie. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. Yumi, three veto Yumi, Royal Hearts. What are your thoughts at number 9?
I like this movie. It's not in my top 10, but I did like this movie. It's also not number 37. So I number 30, like should we talk about number 37 when we finish?
I think that would be amazing.
Yes, yes.
Entertaining. I like this one. So yeah, I'm very happy with it here. It is sad about Andrew Cooper because he's lovely to look at.
He was the Diet Coke guy back in the day when they
Right.
allowed women to oogle men on TV commercials.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my God.
No, I have always enjoyed this movie. I'm happier with this than Harvest Moon, so yay.
So Yumi says yay. She's going to continue to count all her vetoes softly and repeatedly. Yes. Stephanie, you didn't like Harvest Moon? Do you like Royal Hearts?
This is a much better movie. I actually have this higher on my list. I love, love, love this movie. It's one of my favorite Royal movies for Hallmark. So it is tragic that it did not end up on the Royal draft. The only thing I'll add is, and I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but for some reason, I love like a Western cowboy rancher type of vibe. And so I love that he is the one that becomes king. I just think it adds a little bit of extra flair. I do think something with like Cindy's movies, her earlier ones, I think are just, there's like a different type of charm with her in the earlier movies. And I think that really comes through in this. And King Nicholas, even though he's a villain, he is like a baby James Marsden lookalike. That part is also fun while watching. So yeah, I love this. This is a great pick, Jackie.
Now she's sucking up to you, Jackie. All right. Just don't be fooled by Stephanie.
She's only got one veto left, so I
Exactly. Exactly. All right, we're going to Veto Queen now. Yumi, it's finally your turn to make your first pick. At number 8, we've got Crossword Mysteries, Terminal Descent. We've got Royal Hearts at 9. What's going to sit right up above Royal Hearts on this list?
Well, I have Heart of the Holidays from 2020 with Vanessa Longy. Is that how you say her last name?
Today it is. Today
Yeah.
it is, yes.
With that. And Corey's severe weather warning. Now, I'm not usually a Corey Sevier fan necessarily. I don't seek out those movies, but I really like her. I really like Vanessa a lot. I think she's got a lot of charm, and this might be recency bias because I was watching all of the Sevier movies like at the end of my stack of movies. I thought it's charming, standard sort of Hallmark Christmas, but I really enjoyed her in it. I just found it very sort of comforting and cheerful.
I like this movie for this storyline. You know, this is 2020, as you said. Vanessa's character's name is Sam. She's a powerhouse stockbroker, and her life in New York unexpectedly falls apart. She returns to her small town for the holidays and reconnects with her high school sweetheart, that's Corey Sevier, who helps reignite her humanitarian spirit just in time to help the community during Christmas. And Corey Sevier, severe weather warning, as we call him with love. Am I the only one that thinks he looks like Colin Farrell? I swear they're like twins. You have to really look at him.
It's the facial hair, right? It's always the like when like do you just strategically shave every 3 days? Like it's like I can't, right? I don't know. But yeah, a little bit. Like they could be cousins. They could be cousins for sure.
Absolutely. This movie has a lot of Christmas feels for sure. And there's the spirit of giving back, which is good.
And the nice touch of her Save the Whales poster in her childhood bedroom that her mother, like, I really appreciated that. I don't know why. Just struck me as kind of sweet. So.
Yeah, that's on point. All right, Jackie, you are first up in the veto order because it was Yumi's pick. What do you think of Heart Heart of the Holidays.
I think we're going to have one of the lowest scoring um, drafts around because this is my number 35. But we're only at number 8. So I started watching the movie, and almost every Hallmark movie, within the first 2 minutes, I'm like, oh, I've seen this before. I had zero recollection until she walks in to her new job and sees her boyfriend there as her boss. That was the only scene I remembered. I didn't remember any of the scenes after it either. So maybe I turned it off at some point in the past. Lots of lying. I'm not big on lying movies. It was very Hallmark formula in my mind. I'm not going to veto it. Not for me, but I need my veto for bigger fish to fry. Or
Okay,
to
Jack,
save it if you wind up leaning more towards my taste later on.
You
well
never
said.
know.
Well said. Jackie needs to hold on to her one veto, so she's looking at you, Stephanie. Was this number 36 on your list, perhaps? Was it
It was
38? Was it 38? Did you go beyond
uh
the 37?
well, we're close. It was 34. So, but I'm not using my other veto. My thing for this movie is that I just found it like more boring. I just never got into it. It is very formulaic, like Jackie said. I love Vanessa. I've loved her since, I don't know if anyone watched the show American Dreams in like the early 2000s. And she was on that. I'm a big fan of her, but yeah, this movie just doesn't do it for me. But I'm not using my veto. So
Heart of the Holidays will remain at number 8. Beth, could you make a note that when I do the Instagram posts for this top 10 list that I need to change the wording? It's not like the 10 best Hallmark, it's the most tolerated.
I think it's a great top 10 to have.
We have Crossword Mysteries Terminal Descent at 10, which everyone seemed to love. Number 9, Royal Hearts. It was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And at 8, Heart of the Holidays. Still not feeling it. Stephanie, with passion, what are you going to play at number 7? The ultimate movie at number 7.
I'm gonna play one of my favorite holiday movies that is set abroad, Christmas in Vienna. So it has Brennan Elliott and Sarah Drew. I just think this movie is like so beautiful to look at. I also really want to go to Christmas markets in Europe. And so I think that's also part of the draw for me. But I absolutely adore this movie.
So Christmas in Vienna 2020, you've got Brennan Elliott, you've got Sarah Drew, as Steph just said. Sarah Drew plays Jess, a concert violinist whose heart just isn't in it anymore. She goes to Vienna for a performance, and while she's there, she finds the inspiration that she's been missing and possibly a new love. This is filmed in Austria. It was ranked 6th in the October 2022 Hallmark Movie Drafts. That was the 7 best films that were filmed on locations. And it was ranked number 5 in the Brennan Elliott draft in 2023 that Brennan joined as a guest. It's beautifully shot. I can't imagine this being any lower than maybe 15 by anyone on this panel, but who knows? Yumi, please
I
tell
have
me it wasn't your number 36.
no, I have this at 6. So at 7 is great. Like I enjoyed this movie. It is beautiful. It's beautifully shot. It's a very nice Christmas movie to look at and then to listen to. So I'm happy with this pick. I think it's great.
Yumi is happy with it. Steph, is there anything else you might want to say in order to maybe persuade Jackie, just in case she's not feeling very Christmassy in Vienna?
So I will say that one of the things that I liked also about this movie is that Sarah Drew's character holds Brennan's character accountable in some ways and challenges him, particularly as a parent. But their banter is also really fun at different times. So there was one time where They talk about the pretzel was born in Austria, but it was perfected in Philly. And it made me laugh as someone from Philadelphia. Like, that's where I was born. And there is nothing better than a hot Philly pretzel. Nothing. So that also just spoke to me as well. I think this is a
Ex-
fun movie.
except maybe a Philly cheesesteak. Maybe.
Fair.
But I'm not a big meat eater, so I'm all about the pretzel. Hot pretzel is
Yeah.
my love language. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is the Vienna of the United States, correct? I mean, that we all agree on that
I've been saying that my whole life.
Yeah.
whole life.
My
So
whole life.
now I need to go to Philly at Christmas, clearly.
You know, if you do a Google search and say, what's like Vienna? Philly comes up. Philadelphia comes up.
Right.
Jackie, what do you
Well-
think?
Well, Erinbeth, I actually had the pretzel thing down as one of my possible Erinbeth questions, like quiz questions. So the pretzel thing stood out to me. I agree 100%. It's gorgeous looking at. I felt like as I was watching it, maybe Lynn, it should have been in our food draft because all she talks about the entire movie is food. And I'm writing down every piece of food that I've never heard of before because it's all in another language, like although I did translate. I, however, was feeling zero chemistry between them, probably because he was Lynn has gone off the screen.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Here we go.
At the end, when they're all like coming onto the stage, it was very sound
Sound of music.
Because isn't that we're going to take over this entire concert and have my entire family come sing.
Yes.
And you can tell I'm stalling here. I have a very strong feeling that based on the first two plays of Stephanie, you're in my like 15 to 30 zone because this one was 18. I agree, it's gorgeous. I know if I don't play a veto at some point, I'm going to live to regret it. I also know that Yumi has it higher on her list, so she may come back and play it again. So I am going to keep it.
Jackie, good decision.
Jackie single-handedly ruining Christmas in Vienna for anyone who might potentially be interested in watching one of the best Brennan Elliott movies ever made.
I agree, though. The end is very cringe. I mean, it is
Yeah,
like
it is
you
cringe.
watch it and you're like, oh, it like I
They
get
could
that
have
part for sure.
could have found a different way to
Yes.
finish it,
Yeah.
right? That was just like so unrealistic. But like the sentiment, I totally understand. The ending, like in
Yeah.
execution, was like, oh, why?
But
Why?
he asks for her opinion and then he gets mad at her for her opinion.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's how a diplomat runs their life. And certainly if that was what the diplomatic corps is like, and you get this gorgeous house to live in, but you also have to make a decision to move to Zurich overnight, basically. Yeah. That's where
let's face
Hallmark
it,
is not maybe not realistic, but I've never lived the diplomatic corps life, so I don't know.
but no one's moving from Vienna to Zurich
Okay.
for like how they look, because Vienna is stunning and Zurich
Yeah.
is very
Industrial, sort of.
and just gray
Gray.
office, right? It's just very
Okay.
it's just a city, right? It's just a
Yeah.
normal city. And Vienna is this like jewel.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's like, okay, I get you want to get promoted, but you wouldn't leave Vienna.
I'm with Steph. I want to go to one of these European markets. If there's anything Hallmark does, is it makes you want to go to these foreign countries so badly and spend Christmas time in them. Yes.
Yeah,
Someday,
absolutely.
some year, I will definitely
The
do that.
Hallmark Christmas tour.
There you
Yeah,
go.
maybe.
Yeah. Christmas
Yes.
market tour. Yeah. Christmas
Yes.
market tour.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Zurich is very efficient and
Mhm.
modern and industrial, and Vienna is just romance and history and everything else. Wow, we are at number 6, and so far no one is absolutely loving every single movie. Jackie, you are at that at number 6. What is going to sit right up above Christmas in Vienna? I cannot wait.
Neither can I. I got 4 choices. Oh, I have many more choices. I am going to play Holiday Hotline.
Holiday Hotline 2023. Emily Tennant is Abby. Niall Mater is Jack. The writers are Julie Sherman-Wolfe and Dwayne Poole. After leaving London, Abby connects with an anonymous caller while working at a cooking hotline. The caller is a single dad named John, who Abby unknowingly has become smitten with in real life. This did not make the top 10 list of Julie Sherman-Wolfe written movies in the August 2024 draft, which was done by Mary, Dan, and myself. And it's totally my fault because I vetoed it. So, Jackie, Holiday Hotline.
Good to know. Good to know. So this is a Cedar Cove draft. In this particular movie, the Cedar Cove star, Emily Tennant, is really the standout in this. She's playing 2 accents very well and almost takes on 2 different personalities with that. So from that standpoint, I felt like it really was up there. I also thought from a creative standpoint, I don't know whether it was Julie putting it on the page, and maybe you know from the Julie draft and you can share with us, or whether it was the director, Mark Jean, who also did Rue the Day, so a Dylan Neal movie, Erinbeth. The decision to have the phone conversation with her in the physical same room, even though she's talking on the phone, is when Hallmark took technology up a notch, because normally they stink at it. But this gave you the connection of the characters, even though they technically weren't together. And I thought that did it. I thought there was some fun dialogue. Yeah, there's holes all over the place. You will never get me to eat a cheesecake with cottage cheese in it. I'm sorry. I like a good old-fashioned New York style cheesecake. It's got to be dry, flaky, the whole thing. I don't even want one with ricotta in it. It's got the Daisy promotion all over the place. But from the technology standpoint and just from her really shining, that's why I'm playing this one.
Yeah, I think the thing that was so eye-catching about this movie when it first dropped was the whole notion, the whole split screen viewership of it, which was something that we really hadn't seen in Hallmark movies before. It's something that was used, back with like the Doris Day, Rock Hudson movie rom-coms where they do a lot of the split screen.
Pillow talk.
Pillow talk. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Those of us that love like the 50s, 60s
Yes.
era, which is cool. So yeah, Holiday Hotline at number 6. Yumi, you have 3 vetoes. What are you going to do about Holiday Hotline at number 6?
I'm going to veto it because 6 is too low. So you're just all going to have to wait to see where I play it.
Thank you. Thank you, Yumi.
I just really like this movie, and we can talk about it later when I hopefully, well, either Steph or I play it later. I'll talk about it later. But yeah, this is too low for this movie.
Okay, so Holiday Hotline is vetoed at 6. Yumi has declared her intent to play it again, or maybe Steph will play it again. So we're going to hold off on getting your thoughts, Steph, on that one. Jackie, you need a replacement. So far, Jackie, you have been the only player to be vetoed in this match. You were vetoed at 9 when you played Harvest Moon. You're vetoed at 6 for Holiday Hotline. I don't know if you feel targeted or not.
I will say I am honestly playing my top 10. So I am not trying to draw vetoes, but
nope.
Okay.
Steph and I are just hoping you still like us when we're done.
All right. So I am going to play one that I don't know if you guys have on your list, but for me, it's a fun one. It is like Hallmark before Hallmark was Hallmark. It's from 2004. It's Eve's Christmas.
This is a time travel movie. It's a time travel second chance movie. Elisa Donovan is Eve. Sebastian Spence is Scott. He's the Hall star from Cedar Cove. Cheryl Ladd is in this as the mom. So, a wealthy and successful career woman gets a second chance in life when a magical wish transports her back in time 8 years to when she walked away from her fiance to lead a business life in New York. Listeners, this was accidentally left off the eligibility list for the April 2024 time travel draft, which was Brian, and Dan. There's a babyface Kevin Smith with blonde hair who plays Neal, the Baxter/boss. And he's credited as Kazan, Kazan Smith instead of Kevin. I don't know what the story is behind that, but a blonde babyface Kevin Smith. Oh, yeah. At time travel? Yes, please. Jackie, tell us why you chose this movie at number 6.
It wasn't because of Kevin Smith's hair, I will tell you that, which may have been a wig, because I certainly hope it was a wig to make him a creepier boss and a married boss at that, which is so on Hallmark, sleeping with the married boss. I do like Christmas magic. There is something about that magic that gets to me. I wrote down sliding doors. You did time travel. It's what is the alternate path that you could take? And I think we all at some point in time do wonder, would we have done something different? And how would our life have turned out? And so for me, it was a heartstring one at times. Thinking about that, I'm of an age where I'm just like, where I do look back on my life sometimes and I'm like, wish I had done something different here. So those tend to pull at me a little bit. I also thought she was fun. Even in this crazy scenario, Elisa Donovan was fun. And I thought she had a nice relationship with the Cedar Cove guy left back home, Sebastian Spence. I liked that. She makes the comment because she's having the affair with the married boss. She's like, I'm the girl in the office the wives hate. I'm the other woman. To say that in a Hallmark movie is so different. There's also the mom and the dad explaining their life choices to her and why they chose to do what they did to help her make decisions. Those things really all spoke to me. And I love how the end goes, where, no big secret in a lot of these movies, they wind up staying home in the small town. In this one, she gets back to where she was by making her decision. You see, that was what she was fated to do anyway, be back in the city and with the love of her life. So that is my number 6 pick, my second attempt at number 6, I guess.
Eve's Christmas, when I was watching this for this draft, I'd never seen it before. So she goes back 8 years. You're seeing this play out. The fact that when the movie goes into present day, you can see that even she's surprised. She's surprised, like, oh, I'm where I'm supposed to be, and everything turned out, and she didn't have to give up anything, right? Even though she passed on that job opportunity right before her wedding. I also want to say, I think his name is Peter Williams, but don't quote me, but the actor who plays her guardian angel did
Was
such a good
wonderful.
job.
He was wonderful.
So good.
I
So
love
good.
the scene in the bar. That's another thing. A woman drinking in the middle of the day in a Hallmark movie. Again,
Yeah.
2004, is it really Hallmark then? It's just great. It's just more fun movies.
Yeah, it's
So,
really,
yeah.
it's great. Good reasons. Let's see if your reasons are going to persuade Yumi to keep Eve's Christmas at number 6.
It's not in my top 10. And at the beginning of this movie, I was like, oh, I found it was a little annoying for me. Like, she was annoying me, but I take your point about like how different that type of situation is for a Hallmark movie. And as the movie goes on, she grew on me. So while it's not my top 10, I ended up not hating it. At the beginning, I was like, oh, I am not gonna like this movie. It's like, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this one. But so I'll leave it.
Yumi's going to leave it. Stephanie, are you going to leave it? Are you going to leave it on the movies we didn't really hate top 10 list?
So my feelings are similar to Yumi's. I remember starting it and I wrote down there's so much alcohol, not my Hallmark. It's definitely one that grew on me. In the beginning, I was just like, I don't know. I couldn't remember if I had seen it before. Some of it was familiar. I'm not going to use a veto. I want to save it just in case. I'm going to let it be, but this was also not in the 30s on my list. It was in the 20s. So, some improvement.
Hooray!
Well done, Jackie.
Let's give a
Congratulations.
shout out to the special effects though for the Christmas magic coming from the
Yeah.
star.
I would say it's
It's like-
one that probably a lot of people haven't watched. And
Mm.
so if you want to sit back and watch a lot of alcohol in a Hallmark movie, then you could do that with one of our Cedar Cove themed beverages that we have on the Instagram. Cedar Cove Coastline, which is a very light gin and apple drink, and then a Cedar Cove Sunset Mocktail. A little bit of light drinking that would just be nice sitting, in Cedar Cove with Dylan Neal right next to you. It's okay. But you can find those on our Instagram.
You'll find the drink recipes on our Instagram very easily, unlike trying to find Cedar Cove to watch as a series. Oh my goodness. Look at this. We are halfway through the list. Let me do a quick state of the list. We have at number 10, Crossword Mysteries, Terminal Descent at 9, Royal Hearts at 8, Heart of the Holidays at 7, Christmas in Vienna at 6, Eve's Christmas, and at number 5, Yumi, with your second pick. What are you going to give us?
Let's yeah, I'm going to go with the alcohol theme and go with the perfect pairing.
Ooh.
Does this movie have problems? Yes. Are the two leads very charming together? Also, yes. And I think that's what sold me in the end is that her redemption arc, despite the fact that it's caused by a traumatic brain injury, is good. I wish they had found a different way to have her redemption without her having amnesia and going through that. Like they could have found a different plot device to make that happen. But I did enjoy my time watching it, and I know if you saw my list, it's a lot of certain actor, but I think that's because those movies have a certain quality about them, and I think this movie has a certain quality about it, and that's why it's up here.
Good choice. Perfect pairing, 2022, of course. It's Brennan Elliott as Michael. Nazim Contractor is Christina. This movie is co-written by Julie Sherman Wolfe, Richie Castaneda, and Megan Hawking. So the tagline for this movie was "Sip back and fall in love." Brennan plays Michael, the owner of a winery that specializes in ice wines. And while touring the winery in winter, a food and wine critic, that's Nazim, slips and falls, hitting her head, losing her memory. Spoiler alert, she banned this winery in the past, which led to a severe downturn in its business. So as she recovers at the winery, she discovers that her true heart's desire might just be the owner. Will she lose it all when her identity comes to light? Because she's been hiding it. This movie was shockingly ranked number 1 in the Brennan Elliott draft in August of 2023 by Hillary, Amy, and Cece, but it didn't make the top 10 list of the Julie Sherman Wolfe written movies in 2024 by Mary, Dan, and me. Cece definitely had some thoughts about this movie. She plated it one mostly because of retaliation. It was a revenge play at number 1 because her movies had been vetoed. Yumi, you are not playing it in revenge. You actually like this movie, and it is a good movie for number 6. But Jackie, what are your thoughts on this movie?
My thoughts are it's not in my top 10. I despise every single Hallmark movie where the working woman is wearing high heels and doesn't know how to dress when they are going on a business trip to another place. Now, she lives in New York City, is what I'm gathering, and took the train to upstate New York to the wine region. You are talking not that long a train ride. You're talking a drive is at most 5 hours. I used to go to school in wine country in upstate New York. We knew how to dress. I'm from New Jersey originally, so we understood concept of snow and winter. I did think it was fun that they drove the convertible during winter, not my first choice of transportation. I am sorry, Yumi, but I can't. I just can't. I
That's
can't.
fine. That's
Jackie, you're
fine.
going to use your only veto on the
My only veto. I'm sure there's going to be one higher up I wish I saved it for, but last time I didn't use it at the right time and I paid the price for that. So, but this one, I'm sure someone's going to play something worse and I'll cry, but
Oh my goodness. The perfect pairing is off the list at number 5. It can be played again, but Stephanie, I would be remiss in asking you if you didn't want to override that veto, seeing as how you have 2 of them. Or are you okay with it coming off the list at number 5?
I
Oh,
always forget that I have veto overrides in
I
every
always forget
draft.
that that anyone
I
has
always
veto.
forget.
I'm very proud of myself for remembering this.
So I think I like this movie more than Jackie, but it also is not in my top 10. So I'm gonna let it
Let it
let the
veto?
veto stand. Yeah.
The veto is standing. All right. Okay, Yumi. Sorry. Tried to help you out there.
I'm trying to decide like what's going to be a worse play for everybody else to live with. To be honest, because I'm like the rest of my top 10 list, I'm like, oh, I don't feel, I don't feel good about it for them. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna put Ms. Christmas Comes to Town. Is it ridiculous? Yes, but I thought Barbara Niven was great in it. Was I worried about watching it because I was going to cry? Yes. Did I cry? Yes. Do I think it's insane that he, as a nurse, becomes a host on the shopping network? Absolutely. Like, absolutely. Is the portrayal of the state of Washington as they're taking their bus tour through the state of Washington correct? No. It makes it look like the entire state of Washington is in the mountains with evergreen trees. It is not like that at all. I tried to put all of that inside. I thought it was an interesting plot mechanism to try and work through some things that these characters were going through. So, yeah, Miss Christmas Comes to Town.
Miss Christmas Comes to Town at number 5. I'm surprised. Were you sad that they didn't show her dying in the movie?
No, that wasn't what made me sad. I just cried. I just thought I just cried.
So you were upset about the depiction of Washington State
Yes.
and
No.
not the fact that she was going to die. I get it. Sure.
No,
That's
no,
valid.
no. It's so funny because you get frustrated with the misunderstandings. And it's like, why do they keep doing that same trope? I hate that trope. I don't like that trope. I don't like this, right? And sometimes you just the charm of the actors or the way that they are portraying it helps you overcome whatever you don't like about those tropes. It's not a perfect movie, but I thought it had charm that I wasn't expecting. And that was enough to make up for the things that I thought were just ridiculous. No, I didn't need to see her to die, but he didn't need to be on the speakerphone when he called 911 and announce her medical condition to the gathered crowd as she collapses in the Christmas market. That probably shouldn't have happened.
So Barbara Niven is just iconic in the Hallmark world, and she is Miss Christmas. As you said, Erica Durance is Amanda, who works for Brennan. Elliott is Travis, who is Miss Christmas's traveling nurse and then co-host. I don't know. A shopping, so it's basically Barbara Niven is a shopping channel host that's known as Miss Christmas, and she receives a terminal diagnosis about her health, and that inspires a multi-city excursion set to spread Christmas cheer all over the place before her farewell broadcast. Spoiler alert, she doesn't die. It's fine. So, Jackie, you don't have a veto, but Do you want to give us some quick thoughts on this before we get to
Sure.
Stephanie? Yeah, 'cause
Sure. This
Stephanie
was
looks like
higher.
she's coming unglued here.
So this was higher up than the perfect pairing. So I feel much better about that. Still wasn't in my top 10. There were things I liked about it. It actually was my number 15. And as I shared with you guys, my top 17, I felt like I could move in or out. I liked that they talked like adults. I can understand wanting to hide her medical condition. When Erica Durance's character finds out, she walks away. She needs time to digest, but she comes back and as a mature person and says, I know it's not your fault to him. And they move on in their relationship. And so many old Hallmark would have like dragged that thing out forever. We had the mid-movie kiss coming back again. It's a nice movie. It was a little slow for me. I did have these also, Erinbeth, as quiz questions. What were their nicknames in the I try to anticipate your questions.
Oh, Jackie going deep trying to anticipate trivia questions. Take a note, future players. That's how the game is played. Let's take a note, Stephanie, Dr. Stephanie. All right, Steph, what are you thinking? Miss Christmas comes to town.
So I will say Barbara Niven is definitely a national treasure. And I actually, while I was watching this movie, was thinking, we should talk to Lynn. We should do a Barbara Niven draft, even though she's not like ever the lead, but there'd be like 100 movies. So that may not actually be a good idea. For me, the main reason this wasn't higher on my list was just that with it, like the focus was also on Barbara Niven's character a lot, so there wasn't as much of Brennan. But this is one I definitely enjoyed, but I did have the perfect pairing higher on my list, so you know.
Uh-oh.
But I'm still not going to use the veto because I feel like I need to save it. Because like Jackie, I feel like this is just so random right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
The list is so random, so I'm going to save it.
All
Don't
right,
forget,
so
Barbara Niven was in Cedar Cove. She and Brennan have been in a lot together. So you still got your Cedar Cove lead, but a little bit different.
yeah,
Very true.
exactly.
Very true.
Exactly. So I wouldn't do a Barbara Niven draft per se, but I have been thinking about doing two separate Fast Five drafts. So one is for top 5 Hallmark moms, specific Hall stars. So it'd be just two players just coming to the table. These would be like little 20-minute things, kind of like the way that Kate and I did the Netflix holiday movies drafts, where it's like super fast and it's this is what I liked and this is who it is. So I think top 5 Hallmark moms, top 5 Hallmark dads. So those actors and those Hall stars are getting shout outs. But it doesn't have to be, I'm going to watch all 73 movies that you had 2 lines in. Okay. So there you have it. All right. So we have Mrs. Christmas comes to town locked in at 5. Here we go, Erinbeth. We are finally at the top 4. Let's see what happens. It's back to you, Jackie. This is your next to last pick because you still have a pick at number 2.
All right. I'm going to go for one of the criers. Okay. I'm going to go for the beach house. And I know how you feel about the turtles, Stephanie, but I want to tell you that was very realistic, that turtle thing. As someone who lives in Florida, I have a friend that comes and visits every September, and she's at a rental house that's right on the beach. And you have to turn your lights off at night so you don't harm the turtles as they're coming out and as they're going to the water and doing all those things. I also remember driving up once along the water late at night, and they have you turn off your high beams because, again, they don't want to disturb all these turtles while they're hatching or whatever. Was it a great movie? Absolutely not. It was not realistic of a hurricane in terms of, don't get shocked yet because I loved the movie. I loved the movie.
Hang on. First of all, this is a Hallmark Hall of
Hall of
Fame
Fame. I
movie,
know.
people. Look, I won't even get into the Chad Michael Murray of it all. And listeners, I do want to go on record, just so you know, because these videos of these sessions are behind the $5,000 paywall Patreon for Hallmark Movie Drafts. But Stephanie was clearly unmoved by your turtle speech at the beginning. She wasn't even looking at you. Her head was down. She was like eating a cracker or something. But she was like, turtles, screw it. Swim, swim, swim. Not on my time. No, no. So sorry to interrupt, but
That's
go ahead
okay.
with your Hallmark Hall of
Okay.
Fame. Not a good movie.
There are things about it that are annoying. Like I don't like I'm sorry. When we get a hurricane down here, we don't prepare the day before and like the night before. We don't go on a bus to a clinic where I potentially could be giving birth. So I also board up everything. They left, if I recall, the main door to the house unboarded. So there's a lot of suspending of belief in this. However, the parts that got to me, the estrangement of family, the working through challenges with those relationships, this dynamic of what a Southern woman is supposed to be versus a more independent thinking woman, because you have you have Andie MacDowell's son being, I'm the man in charge and the wife just listens, versus Minka Kelly's character, which is very much a city person who's like, mom, don't take this, and helps the mom kind of stand up to her son. So there are just moments of that and of this reconciliation that, really get to me. And of course, it's a death thing. And Yumi, you got your death.
No, you
So
should see my note. You should see my notes from this one.
So, yes, there are some things that they're just so off, but this one is a heart one. This one really, like, I cried. I cried a lot in this. So that is why I am playing this one at number 4.
Yeah,
So Jackie, sorry, Lynn, my note says crying, and I'm mad about that. Because I was like, I don't want to cry at this movie. And then this movie goes on, and I am like, I'm crying. I was crying, and I was like, why am I crying at this movie?
Yeah, this movie is a tough watch. I saw this movie for the first time in many years last night, and because of the health journey that I'm on with my mom, this was a very difficult. The family estrangement, the son not only acting like a perfect prick to everyone, he's also stealing from his mother. So, there's a lot of that, but there's an effortless Chad Michael Murray acting in here. There's just something very low key and soothing about him. The daughter you will either like or not like, or your opinion of her will change throughout the movie. Jackie, I don't disagree with your it's a hurricane warning and you're pregnant. Oh, I know. Let me get on a bus kind of a thing. But there is a lot to love here. The way it's shot is beautiful. The script is top notch. But it's not a movie for everyone, even if it is a Hall of Fame movie. Some of those can be really hard to watch. So I see your point. I see your point. And all of this is just a way for me to stall and give Yumi a little time to think about how she feels about the beach house at number 4 and what she wants to do with it.
I'm joking about the sads part, but I think it snuck up on me. I think the reason I cried at it because I wasn't expecting to be in that emotional position. Whereas there's some of these movies where the whole setup is to make you feel bad and sad from the beginning. And that doesn't necessarily deliver sometimes, right? It's like they're trying, you go into it going, this just sounds really depressing and sad. This one, yeah, that's what I was mad about. I was like, I wasn't expecting to cry. I thought it was just gonna, too many turtles. And I love turtles. I love them. I didn't hate this movie. Again, not in my top 10. However, there are some that I really don't want to be in the top 10. So I think I will leave this for now. Yeah.
FYI, Too Many Turtles was the working title, just so you know.
Yeah.
Kidding. It's so not true. Don't believe a word I say. Totally lying. Stephanie, turtle lover that you are not.
Okay, I realized that my comment in our group chat made it sound like I didn't like the turtle storyline, but I love this turtle storyline in this. This movie, to me, is like one of the ones that reflects different parts of life. For Minka Kelly's storyline, when she gets fired, she goes home, she has to kind of find herself. And I just feel like a lot of people at all ages experience that. I'm actually a really big fan of this movie. I've seen a handful of times, and every time I cry. And I feel like I watched it again for this, and it just I feel like as I get older, like these things just hit harder. And so this was actually my number four, Jackie. So that may be
Thank
surprising.
me for the 2 points, because I'm like, I it's my number 6, and I was like, I was gonna play it at number 6, but I'm like, I really didn't want you guys to veto it because I didn't know whether you would. So blew a point on that.
No, I was ready with my veto override if Yumi vetoed it. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Way to go. Way to go. Steph, while you think about your number 3, Erinbeth, what do you think about The Beach House? Do you feel like it was the kind of sad movie where they're manipulating you, or do you think it was really more true to life?
All sad movies, they're manipulating you to cry. I mean, that's just the ins and outs of it. Do I hate that? No. There's sometimes it's just really cathartic to cry and get it out there. I will be honest, I was so it was so sad the first time I watched it. And the first time I'd watch it was back when we were doing the One Tree Hill draft, that I did not watch it this time because it was just there's sad and then there was just too sad. And this one was too sad for me. It is a good movie. It's just too sad for me.
There are some movies where I feel that my emotions are being manipulated, and I didn't feel it in this one, but that's probably because I could maybe relate to it, whereas in some of the other ones, maybe I wasn't relating to it as much. Okay, Stephanie, newly converted turtle lover, what are you going to play? That's your last pick. You still have a veto, 2 veto overrides, and you're going to tell us what the number 3 movie choice is.
This is really tough because my number three is already on the list. My one and two have not been played. I don't know if they will get played. Or do I go for something else on my list?
Or, hear me out. Do you play your number 35?
Do I play my number 35? There are so many opportunities right now.
Enforce me to veto.
Yeah.
The way this draft is going, your 35, Yumi could love.
Yeah, it's true. I could be like,
There's no way. You can't pay me to play that. Okay, I know I've been talking about friendship today. I want to make sure Erinbeth is still my friend. And so I want to play a Dylan Neal
Oh,
movie.
no. Really?
Um, I want to play Rue the Day, a gourmet detective mystery. Jackie looks.
I want my veto back. Erin
So
Beth will never talk to me again.
the gourmet detective mystery series is probably one of my favorites. I think that Dylan and Brooke Burns, their chemistry is awesome. Their characters are so fun. She like just does not put up with his shit, and in such a fun way. She's the detective, he's the chef, and I like this one the best. It just comes down to the banter that they have. This one was about like this historic chef's book and or whatever it was called, and she kept calling it a cookbook and he kept saying chef's book, and then she said cookbook and then chef's book, and that to me, like that kind of banter to me felt very realistic, like between people like that are close. So yeah, I love this series and I think this movie is really fun.
Erinbeth, why don't you talk about this movie?
Love this movie. It actually is not in my top 10. There is another gourmet detective one that's in my top 10. It's not this one, but Stephanie, I'm good with that. I'm good with at least one of his movies being on here. Um, I love the gourmet detective series. Even if it had been a different actor, I would still love it. I love the storyline. I love that the woman is the detective. It just kind of switched it up. His character's just fantastic.
All right, that's enough. I might edit that out. I don't know. We'll see. Yumi, you were first up in the veto order. So, Rue of the Day, a gourmet detective mystery. It's 2020. And yes, the plot is basically they're having to authenticate this recipe book, this chef's book, and little secrets that might be hidden within it. It's basically the storyline. What do you think of this for number three?
I love this series of mystery. Another one that I just will put on and I will just watch all of them again because I just really enjoy it, and I really enjoy how they built their relationship between Brooke and Dylan, and Bruce Boxleitner shows up, and I'm so happy about that because he's great. I didn't put it in my top 10 because like I said at the beginning, I could have had all the mysteries. I could have just like done the top 10 for the mysteries, but I love this so much, so I'm not gonna veto it because I really enjoy it.
No veto from Yumi. That means it stays at number three. Jackie, do you have any quick thoughts on this? You don't have a
I
veto, so it's
I
there.
know. I also love the gourmet mystery series. I will say that. This I found though that rewatching, because I haven't watched them in a long time, I'm really beginning not to like the way that time of year or those years, how the men treated the women in these movies. And so they were bothering me a little bit. This particular one, like I know he wrote it, I know he produced it, and I know it's trying to be funny, but that whole scene where he blows up the undercover sting, it was just like, all right, all right. I do like the series in this draft. This was not a top fave.
Not a top fave, but a gourmet detective mystery series is represented on the list at number three. So, Jackie, this is your last pick. You've had three of the picks. You were vetoed with two of them. What is your choice going to be for number two? She's holding her head. She's thinking hard. Hmm.
Guys are killing me because I like all my top four, and none of my top four are in here.
Oh,
Um,
shocking. Not because these lists were all over the place.
I'm like, do I do another tearjerker and work on a reaction from Yumi? um, do I do a comedy? Um, I am going to play the Christmas charade with Corey, severe
Sevier.
weather.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 2024. So it's just last year. Believe it or not, it seems like a lifetime ago. Rachel Scarston is Whitney. Corey Sevier is Josh. It was directed by Corey as well. So Whitney, a cautious librarian raised by home security experts, finds herself in a real-life adventure when a blind date mix-up leads her into an undercover FBI operation. Forced to pose as the girlfriend of Special Agent Josh, that's Corey, she helps him track down an art thief targeting the Heart of Christmas necklace at a Christmas Eve charity ball. As the stakes rise, Whitney must embrace her inner action hero to save the day and her family just in time for Christmas. I love this movie. It's a romp.
It is a romp. And I remember I started watching it when it came out at Christmas time. I just was not getting into it. It just wasn't doing it for me. And this time being far away from Christmas, I liked him in it, which sometimes he's not always my favorite, but it has more to do with the characters. I think these where he's directing or involved in writing, I think he connects better. And so I really enjoyed this. She was fun. The fun physical humor. I love the opening sequence where she's watching the movie where they're jumping off the roof. And of course, that's a close near the end. They jump off the roof, so she gets to live that. The whole thing about texting in your pocket, and I think even upside down for all I remember. Um, I liked their dynamic. I liked the accidental blind date. She winds up with the wrong guy. It was funny, and how it evolves. Of course, the True Lies tango play at the end at the museum gala. That was a blast to watch for those that have seen the movie True Lies. So, anywho, that's my pick.
The Christmas Charade at number 2. It's a romp. It's a romp, Yumi. How do you feel about
I
romps?
really like this movie, and I'm not, I think I talked about earlier, I'm not Corey's fine, but I think I like him better when he's not playing like the earnest boyfriend who is in the small town, right? Like I like this persona for him as the star of the movie much better, and I really like Rachel, and I think they were great. And hey, mysteries and then spy movies, those are I love those kinds of things, and so this was really great. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It is a romp. I was hesitant to watch it when it came out because I was like, I don't know, and I ended up really enjoying it, and I loved watching it again. So yay, Jackie.
I agree with you. Corey Sevier, what he does in this is the uptight FBI kind of guy. Like that's sort of like his perfect wheelhouse. So, and then transitions into the leading man sort of thing. So, Stephanie, you have a veto. The Christmas Charade. It's a romp.
I do have a veto, but I'm not going to use it. I love this movie. This movie, similar to Yumi, I love the mysteries. I love like the spy type of thing. The fact that they have basically a meet cute and it turns into her having to be part of an FBI investigation, like that is so fun and it's so not what we normally would see on Hallmark. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan of this movie. I also agree. Corey, I feel like Corey for me in his earlier movies especially, I was like, I'm just like not like there's something that just doesn't work for me. But he's definitely grown on me over time. And there's like a few performances that I'm like, this is just really fun. And so yeah, this is one of them for sure.
Congratulations, Jackie. You've got that locked in at number 2. So we have State of the List at number 10, Crossword Mysteries, Terminal Descent at 9, Royal Hearts at 8, Heart of the Holidays at 7, Christmas in Vienna at 6, Eve's Christmas at 5, Ms. Christmas Comes to Town at 4, The Beach House at 3, Rue the Day, A Gourmet Detective Mystery at 2, The Christmas Charade, and at number 1, Yumi Peterson. What say you?
I have to play Holiday Hotline at number 1 because I really love the inventiveness of it. When talking before about how they shot it, like how do you shoot someone on a hotline with, right? I thought that was great. I loved how they had them like walk past each other or stand next to each other and turn and be leaning on the counter together as they're having this conversation. Yeah, I just really enjoyed how different of a movie it was. I always struggle with when someone finds out the truth and then they wait instead of trying to explain at the moment, because that's going to come and that's going to be their misunderstanding, and then how are they going to overcome it? But and I understand why they did that in this movie, but I just thought the performances were really good, and that it started before Thanksgiving, right? And so these people had a chance to get to know each other. I know it's 5 weeks, whatever, but normally it's like 4 days, and then all of a sudden they're like, I love you. And you're like, I don't know if that's true or not. So I really appreciated that. I just thought it was very charming. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Good choice. Holiday Hotline, Yumi has played at number one. Jackie, you're next up in the veto order. You actually played this at 6 when you talked about it. How do you feel about it at number one?
I am very excited about it at number one. I was playing it lower because I was so afraid that nobody was going to play it. And now I'm sitting here going, why didn't I play some of these other ones in the number slots that I really would have wanted to play them? But that's the gameplay. And like I said, I may be one of the lowest scoring things for me, at least. I don't know about everybody else. So, but I'm glad it got played. It was my number one. It was not my number one right before I messaged you, Lynn, this morning. I did have something else there, but I'm glad I switched it.
It's a good move. Stephanie, you have not shared your thoughts about Holiday Hotline, especially at number one. You do have a veto. What do you think of this movie to cap off this list?
I love this movie. Just like everyone else, I love how they do the phone conversations. It's already been said, but it's just so creative. And when I was rewatching it for this, I was like, that was really good. I remember enjoying it, but then seeing it again was awesome. I'd say this movie, I love Erica Tuvlay in this movie. I think he is just so fun as the hotline like coordinator, director, like he's so invested in the relationship. So yeah, huge fan of this movie. It was also my number one spoiler. So
What?
Oh,
No.
what? No
Oh my gosh.
way.
We all agree on one thing.
One
It
movie.
took only
one movie.
took 10.
Only 4 of
That's
us agree on one thing.
Oh, which
What?
Jill and Neal movie is your number one?
Nope.
Well, you'll have to
I'm
wait
not,
and see.
I'm not the one.
You'll have to wait and see. First of all, congratulations, guys. You did it. This was a tough one where, there were such wide swings. The amount of times that someone is going to be heard saying, this wasn't in my top 10 list, but so congratulations. You sit back for a second. Erinbeth and I are going to do our side hustle here. So Erinbeth, read your top 10 list from 10 to 1 and tell us how many points you got, please.
Makes me laugh because we always talking about one of the movies that wasn't mentioned. Well, that's like most of my list.
I get it.
At number 10, I had Royal Hearts because James Brolin and jeans. Come on. At number 9, Every Christmas Has a Story. 8, Gift of Peace. 7, Let It Snow. 6, The Christmas Charade. 5, Duke. It made me cry, but it was a really good movie. 4, Gourmet Detective, Eat, Drink, and Be Buried. That was my Gourmet Detective. I would have put all Dylan Neal on here, but I thought that was a little extreme. 3, His and Hers. 2, All of My Heart. And number 1, Holiday Hotline. And I Let It Snow. I'm not saying it's a fantastic acted movie, but Let It Snow is one of those movies I watch every single year. And so I was like, it's got to be on this list just for the nostalgia of it all. So I absolutely adore that movie. So I got a whopping 4 points. I believe that is the lowest I have ever scored. I only had 3 of my movies show up on this top 10. So,
But you had
yeah.
one in the right position. All right.
I had
Good,
one in the
good
right
for you.
position. Yes.
So Let It Snow is 2013. It's CCB, Candace Cameron Bure, Jesse Hutch is Brady, and Alan Thicke is the
Alan
dad. So
Thicke.
definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. All right. Here's my top 10 list. At 10, it's Duke, A Dog Named Duke from 2012. At 9, The Gift of Peace. At 8, Flower Shop Mystery, Dearly Departed. At 7, The Christmas Charade. At 6, The Beach House. At 5, Eve's Christmas. At 4, All of My Heart, the first one in the series. At 3, Harvest Moon. I'm so bummed that got vetoed. At 2, The Nanny Express, with just a great wacky comedy with Brennan and Vanessa Marcel, who I would watch doing anything. And at number one is the movie I want to talk about. It's got Cameron Bancroft as Beau. He's from Cedar Cove. Daphne Zuniga is Diana. Greg Evigan is Tom. It's called Mail Order Bride. Everyone is shaking their head in horror, but listen to me,
Not
listeners.
in horror. Not in horror.
Listen,
You have a
this
fan.
you have to watch this movie. You can find it on Hallmark Plus. It's written by the very well-known Hallmark writing team of Tippi and Neal Dabrowski. This is When Calls the Heart meets a Lifetime movie. So it's the Old West. She's I don't know, she's not a hooker. She's a con woman. And there's like ladies in the saloon who take men upstairs. They're not playing poker up in those rooms, I'm quite sure. There's gunfighting. There's physical fighting. They're in bed together. They're talking about sex. This movie is wild. You have to watch it. So I stand by my number one, Mail Order Bride. I can't believe it didn't make the list. How'd I do?
You got 3 points. We placed it. We had the same amount of movies on the list, but the unfortunate holiday hotline that I got on my number one, but you did not have on your list.
Nope. Nope.
Gotcha.
Nope. Nope.
I'd like to say something about Hunt. This was not split screen. Split screen is two people on two. We're split screen. This was different. It was two people who were in two different locations, but they made it so that they were in the room together. They were in the same location.
I'm talking about the effect of it all because they weren't in the same room. She was answering the phone over here and he was asking his question here. So it is a split screen effect. Congratulations by your one lousy point victory.
Oh yeah, our 3 and 4. I don't even think we deserve to count this as any.
No, I think not. I think not.
This was pretty bad.
It's the worst we've ever done, but that's okay. This is a tough list. Let's see how the panel did. Yumi, tell us what your top 10 list was.
Oh, here we go. And like I said earlier, it's a hot mess. At 10, Crossword Mysteries Terminal Descent. At 9, Take Me Back for Christmas, another dead mom movie. 8, Heart of the Holidays. 7, Miss Christmas Comes to Town. 6, Christmas in Vienna. 5, The Perfect Pairing. 4, His and Hers. 3, The Christmas Charade. Number 2, All of My Heart. And number 1, Holiday Hotline.
Ooh, you got a lot onto the list.
Yeah, surprisingly, I tell you this morning, I was like, I am going to get 1. It will be 1. And I was pretty sure it was going to be the Holiday Hotline. And that was it. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of Brennan for some reason. And I think that's just the overall quality of the movie. So I was really torn between like, do I put the Nanny Express on there? Do I not? Because I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it every time I watch it. I'd forgotten how mean the teenage daughter was. Oh, wow. Like
she's a horror.
Really mean. Like really, really mean.
Really
right?
mean.
Yeah, I woke up this morning going, I don't have a strategy. I don't know how I got this list. I just was like convinced about my number 1 and that was about it. And everything else was like, we'll just do the best we can.
You did a great job. You did a great job. Erinbeth will let us know afterwards how everybody did. So Jackie, you're second up.
I will say that for the longest time, Mail Order Bride was way up at the top and Nanny Express was also. But I made the decision to move them out of the top 10. All of My Heart, Harvest Moon. 8 was Royal Hearts. 7 was Crossword Mysteries Abracadabra. 6, The Beach House. 5 was Eve's Christmas. 4, His and Hers. 3, Take Me Back for Christmas. 2, The Christmas Charade, and 1, Holiday Hotline.
The one you would like to talk about?
His and Hers. When I said at the beginning that there's one actor that I feel is really better in a comedic role, that is my feeling towards Brennan Elliott. When he's a little more serious, I don't feel it in the same way, but he's got great comedic timing when he has the right partner. When he was with Brooke Shields in Flower Shop Mysteries, I love them. Him and Lacey in this movie, the banter is fun. The throwbacks to the goats in All of My Heart, the Will Kemp throwback, and just the parallel of the movie while they're managing one couple's divorce, making them reevaluate their own marriage. And so I liked the maturity of that, but also I liked some of the silliness of the movie. It was a fun movie. I now wish I had played it at number 4. It would have given me an extra point. But there were other movies that I felt even more strongly about from my heart that I wanted on here. So, but His and Hers was fun. I think if you look at Brennan's IMDb, it says His and Hers in development. It doesn't say it on Lacey, so I don't know whether that's old from when it originally came out or if they're thinking about a
Another
sequel.
one.
Yeah, I don't know. IMDb is always a mystery.
It is. More Brennan is not a bad thing. Stephanie, what was your list?
Yeah, well, I would say His and Hers was in my top 10, then it was out of my top 10, then it was in my top 10, then it was out of my top 10. I ended up not putting it in, but I agree with everyone. So number 10, Crossword Mysteries Terminal Descent. Number 9, Everything Christmas. Number 8, The Christmas Charade. 7, Christmas in Vienna. Number 6, Rue the Day, A Gourmet Detective Mystery. Number 5, All of My Heart. Number 4, The Beach House. 3, Royal Hearts. 2, Noel Next Door. And 1, Holiday Hotline.
Good list. What movie would you like to talk about? You've got a couple on there that didn't get played.
Yeah, so Everything Christmas is the dumbest movie I think Hallmark has made in a long time. And I love it. I feel like it's one of those that this was one that I knew for sure nobody would have on their list. I was like, this was the one I was like, I'm pretty sure. Um, it's got the Santa magic, the over the top Christmas, the like, ooh, well, is this guy Santa? He kind of reminds us of Santa. The fact that Cindy Busby starts the movie like in the office and she's like all decked out in holiday gear and like I think she's wearing like reindeer ears and like they light up or something like that. Um, this movie was so ridiculous, but to me, this is like one of those so ridiculous but so fun Hallmark movies. So that one
Absolutely.
had to have it on the list.
It's a great list. It's
Yeah.
so hard because this, like we've said a million times, the eligibility list was all over the place, even after being cut down to 37. So Erinbeth, our official score creeper, tell us what happened here.
Me, I'm the creeper in the back.
Yes, yes. The Dylan Neal
Everyone kept
creeper.
saying, oh, I'm not doing well, and oh, these movies are all over the place. But actually, everyone did decently. I mean, obviously, we do have a winner. Jackie, you did score 7. You placed 2 in the right spots, so that's not bad at all. Um, Yumi has 9, and she scored 3 in the same place, but Steph took it with 11 and she scored 4 in the same place. So those putting movies in the correct location that they end up on the final list really makes the difference between somebody winning and somebody not. So good job, guys. It
Wow.
was good. It was a fun one to score.
Good job. All right. Before we read the list for the final time and say our goodbyes, let's talk about what our number 37 movie is on the list because Stephanie was throwing out comments in the 30s. Remind us again what your 37 movie was, please.
Mine was Harvest Moon, which was why I vetoed it.
Oh my God. I still love
Oh.
you, but you break my heart. Yumi, what was your 37?
Open by Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one.
Who is that's
That's
Brennan
Allison Sweeney
and
and
Allison
Brennan.
Sweeney.
I was like, I couldn't. That movie just did me in. I just like, why are you still talking about high school? Why? Just I could not get over it.
Oh my God. Jackie, what was your number 37?
Erinbeth, I so love you. Just keep that in mind. Looks like Christmas. I'm sorry. It was so painful.
That's
Really
Anne
was painful.
Hesh. Yeah,
Yes,
Anne
and
Hesh
Hesh
and
yeah.
Dylan Neal. Okay.
Neither character. I'm sorry. I just didn't like the
It's okay.
characters.
Erinbeth, did you have a 37?
I did, and it makes me sad that it's 37 because I absolutely adore Andie MacDowell. But At Home in Mitford was so slow, and it
Yeah.
often felt like she was reading her lines directly off the script. And I don't blame that on her. I think that was the writing of the story. I don't blame her at all because I have seen her act in many, many things, and I know she is a fantastic actress. And Cameron Matheson as a priest, come on, or
It was
a
terrible.
pastor.
That movie was
It,
terrible.
that was my 35.
So my 37 was Holiday Hotline, of course. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, people. Don't send me your emails and your DMs. I'm kidding. No, it was Open by Christmas, actually. Thank you all for doing it. This was such a blast. It was a great four-season celebration before we turn the page in January for season 5. Listeners, be sure to follow Hallmark Movie Drafts wherever you get your pods. It's free and it's available everywhere. Subscribe to our new YouTube channel. Meet up with us on our Instagram. If you love HMD, please share and recommend our podcast and socials with your friends. We love hearing what your top 10 would have been or your number 1. And take a moment to leave a review on Apple. It truly helps Hallmark fans to find the show. Coming up in October, oh my God, I had like 8 people actually wanting to be on the panel for this draft because who doesn't love Niall Mater? It's the Niall Mater edition. It's going to be Meredith, Erinbeth, and Kate throwing down. As we heard from Nina Weinman in last month's draft, we know that Niall's going to be in a new Christmas movie this year that Nina has written. Countdown to Christmas starts on Hallmark Channel on October 17th. I don't think Niall's movie is going to air before we record. Once more, for the final time, here's the definitive list of the 10 best Hallmark movies featuring a lead cast member from the Cedar Cove series as drafted by Stephanie, Yumi, and Jackie. Here we go. At 10, Crossword Mysteries, Terminal Descent. That's Brennan Elliott. At 9, Royal Hearts. That's Cindy Busby. At 8, Heart of the Holidays. That's Corey. At 7, Christmas in Vienna. That's Brennan. At 6, Eve's Christmas. That's Sebastian Spence. At 5, Ms. Christmas Comes to Town. That's Brennan again. The Beach House is at number 4. That's Andie MacDowell. At 3, Rue the Day, a gourmet detective mystery. That's Dylan Neal. At 2, The Christmas Charade, that's Corey. And at number 1, Holiday Hotline, that is Emily Tenant. Great job, everyone. Let's all say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We love you, Brennan Elliott. Hallmark Movie Drafts is a monthly production. Like the show? Leave us a review. Spread the word. Help Hallmark movie fans find us. Follow the show at Hallmark Movie Drafts on Instagram. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. We just started one. It's free, I promise. Stephanie Preschel creates the movie synopses using descriptions from IMDb or Hallmark.com as a base. Kate Baca, she creates and vets the list of eligible movies and manages our Letterboxd account called Hallmark Drafts, where you'll find the movies for each show, as well as the final top 10 lists and the panelists who drafted them, so you know who to blame. Erinbeth and Jackie Finestone help with special projects. Erinbeth Cermak, she creates the trivia round questions and along with Stephanie, Kate, Erin, and Jackie, provides additional creative, research, and hosting support. Me? I'm Lynn Austin. I'm the showrunner, producer, and host. I staff the panels, manage the show topics, the production schedule, and the HMD socials, and I edit and publish the podcast. And none of this would be possible without the Deck the Hallmark podcast double-deckers, who share their passionate opinions on these Hallmark movies that we love, or maybe not love, so much. See you next month.